been craving some good news lately. So many of us are getting through this uncertain time with a little help from our friends. And the duo we're about to introduce you to is sure to make you smile.
I consume it really out of control.
Hey, what's going on? Y'all here?
The collection that
Okay,
it's ridiculous. It's unhealthy, really.
People say he's crazy doing what he's doing.
Ringo, John, George, that I just found. It was secondhand, but a record dealer was selling it, and I was like, I gotta have that shirt.
The man in the shirt is Rush Evans. His Beatles obsession dates back to 1969.
I was a kid, and I went down the street to my friend Tommy's house, and his big brother had the Help album, and we would just listen to the Help album every afternoon. We couldn't believe it. It opened my eyes to rock and roll. And we played our Lawrence Welk spoons on our knees along with these Beatles songs on Help. It changed my life.
These are the places he remembers. His love for the music only growing stronger into his teenage years.
Across the Universe just struck me in a way that changed my way of thinking.
Creating memories that will never lose their meaning.
I write for a record collector's magazine, and I got to interview Ringo on the phone. He called my house. I mean, what do? I don't even know. That's just the craziest thing in the world. Oh, we got to get in there and just realize what time it is.
And to this day, he hasn't lost affection.
My name's Rush. You know the deal.
Every Monday from noon to 1, Rush takes his listeners on a journey across Abbey Road,
People who love this stuff.
down Penny Lane, right past Blue Jay Way.
Let's get the show going. It is Off the Beatle Path. Thanks for joining us here at Co-op, y'all.
And he hosts the show
You okay?
with a little help from his friend Brandon, another Beatles fanatic.
Brandon, should we play Ringo today? Dun, 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 dun.
Brandon says the Beatles changed his life. When he was young, Brandon's development noticeably slowed.
Let me cue up another song.
By the time he was 7, he stopped talking.
Look at that, Brandon, your mom.
So his mom, Leah, started looking for ways to keep him engaged.
Beatles 1 had just come out. That's the only CD I bought, and I popped it into the CD player, and Brendan started singing. And by the end of the weekend, we were singing together, and I was singing harmonies with him. And so then he was like, well, I want more Beatles. So I ended up buying, another Beatles CD, and he wore out the first Beatles 1 CD, and I bought another one, and it just went, on to this.
Let's show him around and show him, what's your favorite Beatles thing in the room?
And I kind of thought it was going to be a phase.
Come over here and show him your quilt.
Turns out it wasn't.
Yeah.
2 decades later, check out Brandon's room.
Tons of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to go up. So this is Brandon's weekend room.
And his second room, which he calls his Beatles museum.
And then all his Beatle books and the albums. It's just a big Beatles room.
One big Beatle. It's no wonder when Leah first heard about Rush's show, she knew her son had to join.
I said yes because, of course, I was happy to do it. But I'll confess that I thought, gosh, half a school year is a long time to have somebody coming into my show every week. Well, now it's 7 years later, and I love Brandon. I love him being here.
Now, every week in this studio, it's the two of them.
You want Paul? No, Paul?
Brandon decides things like which songs to play, which guests to book, and themed shows to host.
George? What about George? More. Okay. Okay, more George. Thank you. See, he's the conscience of the show.
And on special occasions, Brandon even gets to host his very own shows.
My name is Brandon, and I am your substitute host today, sitting in for my friend Rush. You are probably wondering who I am.
And you're probably wondering how he does it.
I love the Beatles.
Brandon types what he wants to say into his communication device, which, of course, has a British accent.
Hearing the Beatles changed my life.
British.
British.
Then Rush plays it into the mic.
Spectrum News is here.
Like for this show, where I had the privilege of interviewing Brandon live on the air.
We've got Steph Manicero. Hey, Steph.
Yeah, thank you for having us. This really is a special day. Cliche as it may be, I had to ask. Brandon, who would you say, if you had to pick, your favorite Beatle is?
Today, Paul McCartney is my favorite Beatle.
And when you hear his answer, you'll know why. Before McCartney headlined ACL Fest in 2018, he invited Brandon backstage for his own personal concert.
Everybody gonna dance tonight. Paul McCartney played Dance Tonight for me on the ukulele I gave him. Can you imagine Paul McCartney playing you a song? It was a dream.
A dream that gets better and better. During the show, Brandon, Rush, and Leah danced through the night on a stage above the stage as all of Austin sang Hey Jude back to them. A dream so very real, few will ever be able to top.
But as Paul left the stage that night, he walked underneath our little loft to leave the stage. And he looked up at us, and he saw Brandon, and he blew him a kiss, and then pointed at him. It was one of the most powerful moments of my life, and probably for most of the folks in Austin that night, too.
Welcome back to Off the Beatle Path. This is Brandon.
Rush says his friendship with Brandon reminds him of the places he used to go.
It takes me back to being down the street in 1969 listening to Help, being with Brandon.
For Brandon, being with Rush has allowed him to find his voice.
Very good.
We speak the same language. The Beatles' language.
A language he not only broadcasts out to Austin on Mondays at noon, but also Tuesdays and Thursdays from his own living room when he takes the mic as a singer in his very own band.
Yeah, he loves it. Oh, the band was his dream.
I want to hold your hand. That one, Brandon, it's a good one for you. You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just started jamming around with what was here just for fun.
The Eddie Ray Band is made up of about a dozen people with disabilities.
It's a language in and of itself, so it's a little bit difficult to communicate with Brandon,
He said, I don't know.
but I can really communicate with him through music.
The band travels across Texas performing at different venues.
They're like the Beatles for Special Olympics.
A stage on which Leah never imagined Brandon would shine.
From going to not speaking whatsoever, not communicating, to being confident enough to want to get out and sing his heart out, it has to do with music, really.
Music with a message so big and so powerful, it reaches across the universe.
Hey, Brandon. I want to say that I'm lucky to have you as my friend, too. And I thank you for being here every week as we go off the Beatle path together. Brandon, I'll see you.
Music which did, in fact, change their world.
This is Brandon signing off until next time. And don't forget, all you need is love.
Steph Manicero, Spectrum News.